everyone, my name's Emma and I'm a second year undergraduate physics here at Warwick. I think it's great that you're starting to think about your university options, and if you've already got your choices in mind, I think it's great to weigh them up a little bit more and listen to a few of these talks. So I'm here today to talk to you about making the move to uni and how to prepare. Personally, I found university such an exciting time. It's been so rewarding. I've got to study a subject that I love, I've made friends for life, and I get all the independence away from home that we know that university can bring. However, I know not everyone feels like this, and it can be a really daunting and challenging time. And so today I'm hoping to set your mind at ease a little bit and give you a few tips on how to prepare and what to expect. Preparation really is key when you're going to university. I'm sure you've all heard that before, but it's really true. So now's the time to get online if you're not sure what course you want to do. See which universities offer your course, and if you're still stuck between a couple of them, then see if there's scope to take additional modules outside of your course so you can get the best of both worlds. Also, start to think about whether you want to move away from home, whether you want to be really far or whether you want to be really close. For me, I knew that I wanted to be far away, that I felt like I was independent, but also close enough that I could just come home on a weekend if I wanted to. So once you've made your decision and you're ready to head off, it's time to start thinking about what you're going to bring. Ask friends and family who've also gone to university what things they couldn't live without, what things they forgot and wish they hadn't, and what things are absolutely essential. So for me, I planned it by room, so I thought about what I would need in my kitchen, my bathroom, my bedroom, and also when I knew my accommodation, I looked at what was included so that I wasn't bringing double. Also, make sure you've got lots of paper, files and stationery to store all your notes. Learning in university is really different to learning in a classroom, and so you'll need to be prepared to make lots of notes and have somewhere organised to store them all. And if you're thinking of taking your notes online, perhaps bringing a laptop or a tablet is the way to go, but make sure you've always got a charger with you so you never run out of charge. At university, you're pretty much expected to do everything for yourself, so unless you're in catered accommodation, which Warwick doesn't offer, you're going to need to learn to cook and shop for yourself. Settling in is such a different experience for everybody, so for me I settled in really quickly, made friends and got on with my new flat and also people on my course. A great tip for when you arrive is to prop your door open in your flat so that your new flatmates, who are probably just as scared as you, can come and say hi. In your flat, get a big calendar and put everyone's birthdays on it so no one ever feels left out, and perhaps even cook some flat meals together to get to know each other. Getting a job at university is all down to your personal preference. So for me, in my first year, I knew that I just wanted to try and enjoy my first year as much as I could without having to worry about extra work on the side. And also, I have a lot of contact hours in physics. I think in my first year, and especially this year, some days I haven't finished till 6 or 7 p.m. and I've been getting home really late, and I knew that it just wasn't feasible to have a job after I finished a long day at university. I also knew that I didn't really want a weekend job either, as that's when I got the bulk of my work done. So a great alternative is to actually work for the university, which is like what I'm doing now. So you get to sign up for jobs as and when you want them. They can be an hour campus tour, or you can do a full morning or a full afternoon showing people around. It's a great way, and it's a really flexible way to earn money whilst you're at university without having the pressure of a part-time job on the side. For me, Freshers Week was the best way to make friends and meet new people. In fact, some of the people who I met on my very first day of my course are still my best friends now. If you can, try and go along to any subject-specific lectures or social events and just get chatting to the people next to you. Also, make sure you go to sports tasters and society tasters, even if you're not sure they're for you. I fell back in love with dance due to a different teaching style and the most amazing group of people who I get to dance with every week. Through joining the Dance Society and also trampolining in my first year, I got the opportunity to compete all around the country to represent Team Warwick, which is a really great honour. I also joined the Physics Society in my first year, where I was put into a physics family with 2 older students in their second and third years who mentored me throughout the year, and a small group of others, and it was so useful to gain an insight from them into what studying at Warwick is really like. Warwick has loads of great support services if you're struggling. For me, I have a personal academic tutor who I meet with weekly, and if I had any problems with the course or if I just wanted to have a chat, I could go and talk to him. In your first year, whilst you live in halls, you would also have a residential life team, and they live 24/7 in your block, so that if you've got any issues with where you live, or if you lock yourself out at 3 AM and you can't find your keys, they can get you back in. There's also tons of wellbeing services available, and there's also a health centre on campus, so if you're worried about your mental or your physical health, there's always someone who you can turn to and someone to have a chat with. Learning to save your money is essential at uni. Personally, I never budgeted, but I did find myself asking, do I really need another coffee, or do I really need to buy another dress online? Make sure that you treat yourself though, you definitely deserve it with all the hard work you'll be doing, but make sure that you're sensible with it so you don't blow all your money in week 1 of term. A great tip that I used was to bring a packed lunch if I knew that I wasn't going to be home in time. That £3.50 meal deal might sound cheap, but it all adds up, especially if you're doing it a few times a week on top of everything else. Also, make sure to look online for student discounts, as we can get exclusive deals and you can save yourself a bit of money. So just to summarise what I've gone over today, first thing, get researching, get online, get looking at universities, especially if you can't get to the open days or if they don't go ahead. Really think about what you want to study, how far away and how much independence you want. Next, have a look at the accommodation and what things you might need to bring. Think about all the things you'll need for your lectures, your clothes, your pans, pots, cutlery, everything that you're going to need to get by. Try and remember everyone is just as nervous as you are. It's a totally different thing moving away from home, moving away from family to perhaps a new area that you're unfamiliar with. So everyone is nervous and everyone is a little bit scared, even if they don't admit it. Like I said before, try and find someone in your flat who likes the same things as you or is on the same course, so that if you decide to go to a society or a sports club or even on your first day of your lectures, you've got someone to walk in with and you don't feel so alone. So that's it from me. I hope you've learned a little bit about what to expect when you get to uni and how to prepare, as well as some tips for settling in and where you can turn to if you're struggling and you need some help. University for me has been really challenging, but it's definitely been one of the most fun things I've ever done, and I'm very happy to answer any questions that you might have.